Aloha, Ohana. This is Joshua Hathaway. We are the Human Thriving Project here on Sunday Funday, on the Sabbath day, trying to get a little bit of ease. What did the Heavenly Father do? What did the Heavenly Creator do on the seventh day? Rested. Oh, yeah. Oh, you remember what that's like? Restedness? Deep rest after all that creation. So we're here to rest together into a little musical play. Who has time to play? Oh, hopefully all of us do. Make time to play in our lives. To be innocent of any other agendas and just to play. So we're gonna play today. We're gonna play with our voices. We're gonna play with our bodies. We're gonna play in consciousness today, together. And I'm doing this weird thing where I'm broadcasting on 2 channels simultaneously. Never tried that before. And you know, I was about to just go into this here on my deck under the sunlight. Mahalo kala, aloha kala. And it is my design to want to share. I'm just designed to share. I want to share. And so I didn't enjoy the things I needed to do to prepare to share. But I'm grateful to get to share, because anything that's worth doing for one person probably just gets better and better the more people who join it, and the more like coherent we are in it, right? It's just like holistic math. That's culture. And this is a culture. This is a space where I get to curate a culture of creatureness, of innocence, of our bodies being given full permission to move in whatever way they want to move from moment one to moment infinity. But in this culture, your body gets to do what it wants. You're not going to be looked at funny or judged for standing up and walking around while someone's talking, because our bodies need different things at different times. And so I want to really cultivate here with you a culture which is playful, which is loving, which is curious, courageous, and willing to take risks, to try something new, to lean out into the world as a version of ourselves that we've been afraid to bring forth. Hi, that's me. And as a culture of deep compassion, a culture of a spacious welcoming of whatever comes up in our body, our heart, or our mind, as we come together in this way, as we lean into the play that's going to bring up things about our childhood, if we're lucky. It's going to bring things up to transmute and breathe through. Because entering into our innocence, entering into our more organic inner truth, the more sort of ancient memory in us, requires us to break some of the rules of our identity in the world. It requires us to go against certain violent conditioning that most of us received by our families and our culture about what is and is not appropriate behavior. It's going to require us to touch into maybe unattended grief we have about how our innocence was handled by the ones we relied upon most. Which requires us to be so tender with ourselves first and foremost. So tender with ourselves for all the ways that we have internalized our oppression and replicated that oppression over and over toward ourselves and toward others, to the extent that I am oppressed, I am going to replicate that form of oppression into my relationships in order to feel safe. And there is a part of me that is innocent of all that, that has always and ever shall remain innocent of that oppression, which is my conditioning, which is the way that my family trained me to be a human. My culture trained me to be a human that plugs into this system. Before that, just even within this body that you are sitting in right now, you were born whole. You were born organically complete. You were born with a deep feeling of the whole. You were born with a beautiful design and purpose given to you by our Creator and by our Mother Earth, who has stewarded her garden for all these many millennia. Long before and long after this colonization within our internalized identity structure is gone, there will be this ancient organic intelligence, this self-organizing intelligence that is underneath all of this civilization, underneath and surrounding and holding all of this stuff that we've built, starting right here in this identity that we've built and are replicating into the world. So the invitation is to be courageous in your play today, to follow along, to follow the tiger a little bit into something different, something you never would have done unless you had stumbled on this today. Hey, come on, what you got to lose? I promise your time will be well spent. Because this culture that we're cultivating is a culture of regenerative love. And when we activate through our attitude, through the depth of our breath, through the physical grounding in our experience, when we activate the coherence of these things within us with an attitude of love, then we're communicating to every cell in our body that it's safe to heal. That healing, we're favoring the codes within the strands of our DNA which allow for rapid and complete healing of the body. We ignite the codes in our astral body, in our emotional body, to code to the frequency of love, of gratitude. And we allow what comes up within the field of love and gratitude. Whether that be grief or whether that be a moment of constriction or fear, we allow what comes up to just come on into the heart. Oh, thank you. I love you. Welcome here, baby. I missed you. Come on over. These parts of us that we have denied and suppressed, the innocence within us that we have habitually denied and repressed, we are inviting just through the act of our innocence, just through leaning into our childlike nature, our ancient innocence, we are inviting these things to come forth. And it's safe here. It's safe here in this space for anything to come forth, to be met with your love. Whether that is your grief, your delight, your turn on, your shame, your fear, your resentment. Oh, whatever shadows get tickled by our play today, I welcome. Because this is our prayer. Our prayer is a prayer of healing today. Healing for the body, healing for the heart, healing for the mind, healing for the karmic debts that we are unraveling through the beautiful theater of our lives. Complete reconciliation and reparation for all injustices in the world done past, present, and future, here and now. Complete reconciliation of all of our parts, our hearts and lungs, our mind and dick, our pussies and our fingertips, all of the parts reconciled as one whole beautiful family of intelligences that are collaborating on behalf of each of these little fingers and toes and pussies and dicks of God and Goddess. the single one unified thing, being, intelligence, source, light. So, if I haven't scared you away yet, I want to get into the first play, which is vocal play. And I want to invite you as you're joining this, and you can leave anytime. Hey, I love you, thank you. As you're playing here with me, I want to invite you to be in your body. Be here in your body like this. Allow your body to move through this transmission. Feel the stuckness, if there's stuckness, and whether you're sitting or you're standing or you're driving or you're lying down, just let your body wiggle a little bit. Let some waves move through the body, because we're here to be in our bodies. These prayers we're praying here in our bodies, and they radiate out. And how do we radiate out frequency from our bodies? What's the simplest way to do that? Ha. Oh, you guessed it. Oh. We send frequency out. We change the shape of the air around us through our voice, through the sounds that we're making. And if I'm going to change the shape of the air around me and ripple the vibration of my voice into my body, right? Because my voice is resonating through this whole body. This is the first place the voice goes into, right? It also goes out, but it goes in. We have to understand that they're both happening simultaneously. This is the holistic transmission, the unity of yin and yang, that it's all happening simultaneously. Masculine and feminine dancing in harmony, no conflict. So here, we give our body our breath. And so when I speak, whenever I speak, I endeavor to speak in a tone that is loving. Even if the words that I say might be difficult to hear, I want to speak in a tone that is loving and grounded in myself, in my belly, in my innermost truth and sovereignty, my yes and my no right here, my clear yes and no, always communicated with love, always on behalf of love. All that I am is in service of love. And so I get to cultivate my voice. I get to do practices and play in a way that actuates and strengthens my voice to become the instrument of my prayers, to become the instrument of my truth. I am my voice, and my voice is my power. This is a powerful mantra. I am my voice. My voice is my power. Try it on. I am my voice, and my voice is my power. Where is that coming from in the body? Keep saying it, finding inside, especially as we move through these practices together. So we're going to do a vocal agility exercises. We're going to do some singing with our mouth and our voice. Wherever you are, I hope you can let it rip, because just foolishly just leaping into this is the absolute best way to get the most out of it. No questions asked. Leaping into it. Noticing your resistances, but also remembering that no harm is going to come to you if you do this exercise. So that fear must be coming from somewhere else. So instead of letting that fear tell you what to do, I invite you to hold that fear, pay attention to that fear as you do something that might just be really good for you, even though it's uncomfortable. Okay? That's the invitation. And you do with what you want. You can just laugh at me if you want. But here are the basic instructions. First of all, this is a breath practice. So you want to take a sharp breath in through the mouth in between each vocalization. You want to get good at filling your belly with breath each time you want to speak. Because if you're speaking always at the end of your breath, and you're always kind of whispering and sounding like you're off on the end of a deep end or something. But when I speak down here and I come from a full bellows, then my breath has a different radiance, right? Has a different power and strength. So breathe deeply into the belly if can. Practicing sinking the breath down past the diaphragm. Get it down here under the diaphragm. Oh, just try that as I'm talking. Breathing into the diaphragm. The second thing, while you're breathing, that I'll tell you is that this practice is designed to take you past your capacity. It's designed to bring you to places that you can't hit the note, or you're just going to be fumbling over the tonalities. That's how we get better at things. We don't get better at things by only doing things that we're already good at. We get better at things. We grow in our capacity by failing at things. And the best way to fail at things is by laughing. The most fun we can have failing is to laugh together about it. We know we're going to fail. So the invitation is every time you can't hit it, let yourself laugh, and maybe you'll sing laugh. I don't know, but just let it be funny to you. Don't expect perfection. Expect messy. It's okay. There's nothing on the line here. You don't got to hit the note. But the more you practice and the more you laugh at yourself instead of tighten up when you don't get it right, the more the path opens up. And one day you'll just find yourself singing that note and you'll be like, oh, I sang it. I hit it. Oh, and it'll just be like a surprise. Hey. So this is what I do. I like to do at least one of these kinds of practices a day because I love being in my breath and I love cultivating my voice. Because we don't awaken here in a body without awakening our voice. We don't awaken here in a body and without awakening our voice. And our voice conveys words which have a mental meaning. And our voice conveys tone, which touches the heart. Our voice contains tone, which conveys an emotional meaning. So the words convey information about thoughts, and the tone conveys information about the emotional place from which this is coming. And the tone has an impact. Because if I walk into a room and I'm like, hey, that's going to have one kind of tone, right? If I walk into a room and I'm like, hey, well, same word, but whole different impact, right? Whole different, it hits you differently. And it does hit you. My words go into your body. They're going into your body right now if you're listening as sound. Passes right through you. Hopefully, my words and the tone of my voice as they pass through you are gonna tingle and tickle things. Hopefully they're gonna awaken things. They're gonna unstop drains. They're gonna unclog arteries. They're gonna move things. Hopefully that's what the impact that my voice has, because I can't stop my voice from passing through your body. You can by turning this off right now. But all the sounds that we hear, we receive, whether we are hearing them with our auditory or not. And this is the Parley. We're in the Parley here. I'm talking more than I expected to, but I think this is valuable. I hope you're finding it valuable. So we're going to play. We're going to breathe. We're going to sing. And we're going to laugh when we fuck it up. And we're going to notice how we feel starting now. We're going to keep our bodies agile. We're going to, if you would like, dramatize it. Dramatize it. Whatever feeling, you can infuse your singing with whatever feeling you want to, just to play with it and practice with it, right? And I'll show you what I mean, but this is play. But try to match the tone ladder if you can at whatever pitch you're able to, and or the other way around, the pitch ladder, I think, but. Try to match that, because it's good to train the ear and try to harmonize, because singing with is about listening and meeting, right? And a lot of us tell ourselves stories. We've heard stories that we shouldn't sing, just mouth it in the choir or whatever, we all have some version of that in our lives. But that only has the power over us that we give it today. That was in the past, my friend. That was just the past. We're coming into a new day. So I invite you to come play with me in this new day, right here, with a little vocal activation practice. Here we go.
All right, in the first exercise, we're going to sing E and A. Let's go.
Oh yeah. In the next exercise, we're Good. Shake, feel. Make a sound that pleases you. Make a sound of pleasure. Sometimes just making a sound of pleasure can be pleasurable even when circumstances or preconditions may not be. And this is an act of magic, to make a sound of pleasure in a moment of displeasure. Not to deny the displeasure, but to send a frequency of gentleness, of love, of pleasure, washing the displeasure in your pleasure. Notice the quality of your breath now. Speak something to yourself. Maybe just put a hand on your heart and say, oh, I love you. Thank you. Oh, use your voice. Another breath in. I love you. Oh, say it in a pleasurable way. I love you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. Oh, feel into this creature. Feel into this beautiful creature, this innocent creature. Feel into the cells of your body and let your breath and your love and your gratitude saturate every cell of you. Out loud. Oh, I love you. Can you love yourself out loud? Are you willing to love yourself out loud? Because that's the key. That's the key to every healthy boundary in your life. Loving yourself out loud sounds something like, no, thank you. Often. No, thank you. No need get all, that's a stage, that's a phase. No! But ultimately, the goal is just, no, thank you. I love me. So, say it out loud. Proclaim your love. Proclaim your love to yourself. Have the courage. Even if it feels inauthentic, feel into that place that can't receive it right there. Feel into that habitual denial of your own love right there. That's your medicine, actually. To breathe into that part. If there's some part of you that can't feel the love that you're giving yourself, some part of you that contracts or tightens, then that is your love practice right there. Breathe into that part of your body. Oh, I love you. Love that part. Love that pain right there. Don't let it out of your sight. Don't let it out of the sights of your feeling body. Breathe the breath right to it. Oh, feel the physical sensation of that contraction. Oh, that part that can't let go, and just let it in. We all have that part. We all have those parts that hasn't let our love in yet. And if we deny it, then we'll never touch it. We just have to be honest and say the words, I love you. I love you. And feel what happens inside. Say it out loud like you mean it. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. Let it circulate in the places that receive it. Let it be felt. Let it shimmer in you in the places that it shimmers. And notice the places where there's tightness. And bring your breath there gently. No force. Just, oh, kidney, I love you. Oh, little pain in my kidney. Thank you. I love you. And we alchemize. That burp comes up as the alchemization, as the off-gassing of something that I just surrounded with my love and dissolved. Then I can digest the physical parts, and I release the off-gassing. The chemical reaction had a gas that it produced. It does, always. Oh, Uh, Thank you. Thank you, burps. I love you. Whatever happens in the presence of your self-love, of your thank you, I love you. If your focus of gratitude and love naturally shifts to somewhere else, to someone else, to something in your environment, to someone on your heart, that's great. Thank you. I love you. And so with this next practice, established in the breath of thank you, I love you. Aloha, mahalo, aloha, mahalo. Ha means breath in Hawaii. Aloha, the presence of the breath, sharing the breath. Aloha, mahalo. Yeah. Ha, the breath. That's where our gratitude and love can be amplified, can take physical shape in our body. So we're going to do another exercise with our voices. At least I am. And I invite you, every inhale, thank you. Every exhale, love. Let your voice convey love. Love, 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 love. Radiate love with your voice. Out into the universe. Radiate your love with every exhale. Radiate your gratitude. Receive everything that's here to receive right here and now with your gratitude. And then, give it all away. Give it all away with your love. Like that. Just try it.
We're gonna sing we. Let's go.
We. We love you. We love. We love. Thank you. We love. We love. We love. We love. We love. Oh. We love. 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 Yeah, it works it. We love. Get your abdominals involved. We love. It's an ab workout. We love. We love. We love. We love. We love. We love. Feel the vibration. We love. Stay as low as you can. We love. We love. We love. We love. We love. We love. We Feel that in your body. Feel what's here now. Noticing. We're in a contemplation. We're in a current of awareness together, if you're following along. And we've been attuning ourselves. We've been attuning our bodies through movement and breath. We've been attuning our hearts through, and our throats through vibration, through singing out, and through speaking lovingly to ourselves, attuning ourselves, getting ourselves into a place where what we decide comes from love, and what we choose to give our loving attention to is in the current of love. Establishing ourselves in this first and foremost, in our self-love. Oh, and our self-love as giving our attention to ourselves, of doing what is pleasurable. Our self-love in the form of leaning into uncomfortable things which we know allow us to grow and evolve and heal. Healing is a participatory journey, fam. And the more your attitude and your thoughts and your heart and your physicality, your structure and your nervous system align with the healedness that you are moving towards in your life, and the more they align with the frequencies of love and gratitude and wellness, patience, gentleness, playfulness, lightness of heart, sincerity, the more they align with these things, the more your spirit and your mind and your heart and your belly are aligned with these forces, these frequencies. Oh, the more beautiful everything becomes. And the more the parts of us that need healing, the more easily they can heal. And the more the parts of us that are expressing themselves, the more beautifully they can express themselves. The more coherently we express ourselves when we have activated and cohered our body, our heart, our mind, and our spirit with the current of energy which is always moving between Mother Earth and Father Sky. The divine current. Heaven and earth are in the sexiest, most exquisitely juicy, generative, purposeful relationship. Mama and Papa, the divine ones, the highest archetypal dream that any of us can reach for the source masculine energy and the source feminine energy in the universe, that within our DNA, they are in perfect harmony. They've never been arguing with one another. That's all of our stuff. That's all of our stories. They storm and they challenge each other. And sometimes Kala, sometimes the sun, he gives strong light, different kind of light. Different phases of the maturation process of our Mother Earth. And sometimes she's storming. But they're in perfect harmony with each other. In the great picture, in the widest angle lens. And we get to learn how to embody that perfect harmony inside of ourselves if we're willing to show up for it. We're designed for that, but it's not guaranteed to any of us. It's inevitable if you choose it, but you must choose it. It will not choose you and take you because we are sovereign beings. That divine masculine source in us is sovereign. It's centered. It's upright. It's making choices, right? And if we cannot fully embody the sovereignty within us, which is choosing what we choose and not just compromising with what we don't really choose, but we're just going to do it anyway. Hey, I have these places in my life, and this is one of them right here. This place. Right here, tobacco is my teacher. Taught me so much about oppression, about victimization, about doing something over and over again that I know it doesn't serve me. But here I am doing it again. Oh, so humbling, so fucking humbling. We all have these things in us. When we can admit it, make room for it in our experience, and acknowledge that there is a more healed version of ourselves in a future now that could be 2 minutes from now with the right frame of mind, consciousness, body, heart, mind, body, heart, mind, body, heart, mind, soul, body, heart, mind, spirit, connection, coherence, continuous coherence in the frequency of gratitude and love. Because all a healed person does is give thanks and praise and share what they have with life. That's what a healed person does. That's all they do in so many forms. It's all we do. To the extent that we're healed, the more healed we become, the more we give our love. The more healed we become, the more grateful we are. Notice it's not the more we have, the more we give our love. And the more we have, the more grateful we are. That ain't the equation, team. That's the colonizer equation. You have to get first. Get yours first, and then give it. Nah, fam. The divine equation is that we give our love. And we give thanks for whatever it is. That's the divine equation. All the rest is fear that's taken over our nervous system. Because Kala over here, this one, he don't take nothing. He's not asking you to pay a price for what he's giving. Never. Mother Earth, she never made you pay for what she gave you. You may have had to work for it, but you ain't never had to pay for it from Mother Earth. You only had to pay for it out of the hands of somebody else who got it. We don't know how. It's a long and painful story. How did they get what they charge us for? Who got this land? How'd they get it? How are they using it? To what ends? So when we come into the presence of our love, we understand and we see in contrast all the things that are not designed by love in this world. The history that was not designed by love. The real history. And all the things in our field which are designed by fear and replicating fear and creating inequity, creating imbalance across humanity in terms of the metness of our needs, our access to certain fundamental resources. It creates mistrust, creates exploitation, where all these people who have so much, they need everybody who doesn't have enough to keep getting their more, but they don't share it. Nah. That won't survive long. That way of being will not survive long under the circumstances that are to come. I'll say that with a smile. And it does not need to be a painful death. It can be a glorious death. It can be a beautiful and honorable death to all of the systems that are oppressing, that come from our inner oppression. We created them and we are replicating them now. It's not them, nobody to fight out there. They're in here. And when you unlock yourself from the systems of oppression within inside of you, first, only then, and to the extent that you have freed yourself from the inner form of that external reflection of oppression, can you become a divine agent of the unraveling of that oppression at a more collective and systemic level. And just you doing it inside of yourself is already a collective process, because you are your ancestors. You are the embodiment of thousands and thousands of our kupuna. Thousands and thousands of our kupuna live through you today. All of their undigested pain and all of their fucking amazing gifts are yours to steward. That's how it is. So they are alive in you. And to the extent that you feel into the patterns that the wounding wants to replicate into the world through you, and you hold that part of yourself. And you find safe places to be held in that ancestral pain. Places that can hold your personal narrative dimension of that pain with your ancestral dimension of that pain, with the collective genome level of that pain as it is moving through the genome of humanity right now. Not a unique pain, a universal pain of humanity that expresses more through some of us than others at different phases of our life. But we're all here to taste the full spectrum of humanity, baby. We're all here to transmute in this way our personal inheritance of trauma. Our personal piece of the great karmic puzzle of humanity that is learning how to refit ourselves back together into a coherent image and a beautiful image. Because if we look at the large picture of humanity right now, it's not a beautiful image. But by reclaiming our sovereignty, honoring that I am choosing this here now, by finding it in our belly, what our yes and no is, by filling our heart with gratitude and love, and devoting ourselves to living inside of this frequency and noticing whenever I come outside of the frequency of gratitude and love, and allowing that to be an invitation to restore my connection with what matters most before I go acting out in the world. No matter what pain I meet, no matter what violence I meet, no matter what beauty I meet, no matter what temptation I meet, I have the choice to live in love. It is my choice. I do this on my own behalf because it is undeniably the most pleasurable and enjoyable way to live. Oh my God, love. Imagine riding a fucking love magic carpet through your life. Same people, same situations. Nothing's changed. I would do that. I wish I could make a ride that puts you on a love carpet. The moment you sit down, all you can feel is love. And then I just take you through your whole life and all the worst things you did and all the best things you did. And all you can feel is love for everyone you see. All the worst things that happened to you, all you can feel is love. Because that is a taste of awakening, the most important awakening. Until you are invincible in your love, you're a liability to what we are doing here on earth to restore ponno, to restore justice through mercy, through reconciliation and through redemption of all of the things that have happened in the past. Until your love stays with you in the hard moments, until your love comes with you into your challenges and into the things you don't like, until you can tenderize those hardnesses into the grief that sits inside of them, then you're just going to replicate the pain again. And it's not just going to hurt you. It's going to hurt the people you love. Even if it's just a microscopic paper cut every time. 10 million microscopic paper cuts are fucking hemorrhage. And I feel this in me. I know I've done this. I know that this is in me. I'm not ashamed of it. I feel shame when I touch it, but I'm not ashamed of me. I'm innocent. I came here to learn what it feels like. I came here to enter into these ancestral patterns of wounding others through acting out my own wounding. I came here to do that and to find the ones who needed that, who are my allies in that, who would wound me back. According to my karma, according to my dharma, my destiny, according to what I needed to experience and embody in order to take all of that pain All of that wrong done by me and others. And redeem it. Redeem it here and now, not tomorrow. Not when Jesus comes flying in on a fucking alien spaceship or something. Now, this breath, redeem it. No wait. No postpone. No wait until you're retired with a good savings. No wait. No wait until it's safe. What the fuck? You think it's getting safer around here? Oh, not for a hot minute. This is my message. This is what is true for me at my core. This is how I live. This is how I endeavor to live every day, and I do it imperfectly. And I'm still cleansing and releasing so many old patterns, so many old codes in my DNA that just run. They were embedded there way before I was aware of them. And the more I do, the more capacity I have for gratitude and love. I don't need to go looking for my pain. No need. Go reach out with all of your body, your heart, your mind, and your soul for love. And you'll find your pain. No need. Look for shadow. Look for ways to love. And watch your love bring you right to the shadow which needs your love the most. Sometimes it's not inside your body. A lot of times it's out here somewhere. But if you take it personally, then your love not online no more. And then you have to love yourself back online before you can then give that love out. Right? It's like that. It'd be like that sometimes. But the key is love. If you keep replicating your fear, if you keep replicating your victim story that people owe you things, and that not until blankety blank happens am I going to be blankety blank. If you keep replicating that you in the past were some sort of like victim of your experience, cosmically speaking, and then you're still being victimized by an experience of the past. You have internalized your victimization. Maybe you were victimized. We all have been victimized in the legitimate meaning of that word. Our consent has been violated. That's the core meaning of victimization, of violence. Violence. Violence is a violation of our consent. And we've all been violated. But does that make us a victim? If it makes you a victim, then there's work for you to find your gratitude and love for all that you feel victim to. And until you can feel genuine gratitude and love for all that you are victim to, you will not know that level of freedom. Of course, there are freedoms along the way. I'm not there, but gosh, I feel more free than ever. I'm closer than I've ever been, even if I'm 10,000 lifetimes away from it. And I'm not here to fuck around. I'm here to get it. I'm here to just slurp up and digest every little bit of karma that I get to slurp up and digest in this body in this lifetime. To drink it in and to receive the manna of it, the gold that's embedded inside the shadow, and to shit out the rest into the soil and grow my garden in that. That's what I'm here to do every moment. That's what we get to do every moment, and it is the path to our greatest and most healed life, our most loving life, our most intimately partnered life, our most honest and truthful life. And the more we start unraveling these things inside of ourselves, the more we start to see at a societal level the way that we have been hooked in to a non-consensual situation. In the strictest sense. Joshua Cayley Hathaway did not consent, does not consent to being treated like an object by the United States of America. I do not consent to giving my money to an organization that is a global cartel, a global power cartel. I won't do that. I do not consent to participating in systems that I do not consent to. Period. And because my consent is my free will, because my free will is a birthright of my divine incarnation as a son of the sun and a child of the earth, as an ancient intelligence incarnate into this flesh and bone, into this blood and family, into this breath and sparkle in the eyes. Because my freedom is more primordial than any state or system or contract written with a pen or threat over my head to do or else. I know that I cannot come to harm when I choose my sovereign truth. I cannot come to harm when I choose to follow the guidance of love. I am invincible in my love. That is the sovereign vow. That is the truth underneath all of this fear of the consequences of actually awakening into the truest version of ourselves, the animal, the thing that looks nothing like what our society told us we have to look like in order to make it and not be incarcerated or put in some kind of mental institution or out on the streets or whatever other material threats, physical violent threats are levied against us to force our participation in a system that was not designed for us to thrive. It's designed to suck our mana up the hierarchy, the rigid financial hierarchy, suck all of the mana up into the hands of the few who then play the whole corporate system to their own benefit, abusing and exploiting the workers, the laborers, the vast majority of their brothers and sisters. So we bring our love to this. What can we do? This is what we have inherited. I didn't make it, but I inherited it. I didn't make this mess, but I inherited it. And if I don't do something about it, then my fucking kids and their grandkids are gonna inherit it. And I'm not here to pass along this kind of injustice to the innocent ones to come. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I am here to pass on the most beautiful cradle of a loving family, the most beautiful cradle of a loving village around that family, the most beautiful cradle of a healthy ecosystem around that village and family, the most beautiful cradle of a healthy group identification state around that family. What at every scale out, I'm here to pass on the most beautiful version of the system that we can innovate in this time that is hungry for our collective innovation. That's what I'm here for. And every time I collaborate with the way things are, with the way things were, with the way things were, every time I collaborate with the way things were, that has demonstrated that it's not healthy. It's not producing the results of collective thriving. It's not producing the results of my personal joy, thriving, and love. Then it is my kuleana, it is my sacred responsibility to meet it with gentleness and love. To get curious about it, to stay in the presence of it, to not deny it and run away and not attack it, but to just be like, oh, hey, what's this? Hi. Hello, addiction. Hello, insecurity. Hello, fear of approaching that person who I actually really want to approach. I love you. Hello, fear of writing my story down and sharing it with the world. I love you. Hello, fear of really devoting more time in my day to my art because I'm afraid that I won't make enough money. Oh. Hi, I love you. Hello, fear of moving my body differently than other people move their body in the supermarket because it feels good and right. Even though I'm afraid that people are going to judge me. Hello, fear of judgment. Fear of people thinking I'm weird. Weird enough to call the cops and make things really uncomfortable for everybody. Hello, my fear of my body. My hatred of my body. Hi. I love you. My denial of my pain. Hey, I love you. All of it. It's worthy of our love. Calling for our love. And will dissolve only in our love. Sometimes we can be alone and love that thing right into its puddle. Sometimes no can. Sometimes we need the breath, the bodies of others breathing with us, holding us physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, to face our deepest darkness. Sometimes their presence intensifies it. But when we're safe, we get to be there in that and meet it and find our way back to the love. Not away from it, but in the presence of it. Invincible love. Invincible love. And my sovereignty, my sovereignty is a beautiful illusion. The fact that I'm choosing anything from the perspective of love, from the perspective of the perfect unity and harmony of all that is as one exquisite singularity. We are in the body of a being, 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 in the body of a being. We are a fractal molecule of intelligence, of greater and greater scales of intelligence at all times. We're just a drop in an ocean that is being moved around by the currents of something so much greater than ourselves, being swallowed by a fish, passed through their bellies, cast into the sky, dropped from thousands of miles up onto stone, trickling, trickling, trickling down, down, down. We think we're making choices, and we're just following gravity. We're just following, our bodies are just following along, and our minds make up all this stuff about it. Because we cannot understand sovereignty unless we understand our unity, our undissolvable, invincible unity. Actually, we're all one. We're all feeling this one body. We're all doing what we do to this one body. And we're all one person, singular and unique, sovereign, responsible for this here now. Responsible for the health and well-being, first and foremost, of this little garden of Gaia. This little garden of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little garden, this is our first garden. This is the place that of all the places in the world that we need to take care of. We need to love to its greatest health and vitality first, so that it can then be of service to the rest of the garden, the rest of the gardens. And sovereignty is the right eye. Close your right eye, look through sovereignty. I am sovereign. And then close both eyes and then open the unity eye. I am just a leaf floating on the breeze. I am unified. And then open both eyes. I am sovereign and I am unified. I am singular and I am everything. I am one and I am zero. Kino ole. Nobody. Right place, right time. The Hawaiians have this beautiful word. Kino ole. Kino ole. Say it. Kino ole. Right place, right time. Kino ole. When you see it happen. Right place, right time. Kino ole. Find $100 bill. Kino ole. You go someplace and you end up just like landing there exactly when some friend of yours that you had just thought of this morning lands. Kino ole. You think of someone and then your phone rings and they're calling you. Kino ole. You have a thought with your beloved and then she speaks it with her words and mouth. Kino ole. You were born in the right place at the right time. Kino ole. That accident that happened that left you damaged in some way. Kino ole. That relationship that left you feeling totally broken. Kino ole. Everything is happening at the right place at the right time. According to the growth pattern of your organism and the process of incarnating your divine intelligence into this physical body as vitality, creativity, and service to the whole. Prosperity for everyone involved. The question isn't, is that where we're headed, fam? The question is, how are we getting there? Just like, get this. The question is not, are we gonna get there or are we gonna make it? That's not the question. It's a stupid question to ask. Cannot lead to a good answer. How are we getting there? What are we doing today to take a step in that direction? What's it gonna feel like when we're there? That's a fucking question. How are we gonna be treating each other when we're there? How are we collectively gonna steward our collective resources in that most exquisite version of human society that we can dream up? Because that's what we're here for, team. There's no higher goal. It's to pass on something beautiful to the next generation. Something that's going to favor our 7th generation of children. Setting in motion something we'll never see the fruits of. But we know, because we've seen it in a future memory, because we will be incarnated as that. And we've already been there, because time is an illusion. Linearity of time is an illusion. I've had too many absolutely undeniable experiences of prescience in my life to pretend that we can't see the future. We absolutely can. We just gotta trust what we see and follow it. If we like it. We see possible futures, at least. All the time. So, how do we embrace our inner masculine and feminine to become the warriors of light, to become the guardians of Gaia that are required in order to dismantle the colonizer system that has taken over the whole planet and is now just exploiting the resources of the planet to everyone's detriment? How do we do this? Let's go. Let's discover together. I have some pretty significant strategies that are going to be emerging here. I feel like I'm just coming to the threshold of my life work. Just all of this preparation, 47 years of preparation for me just to begin again. That's what I'm here for. A new beginning. To bear a baby into the world that will grow to be a beautiful and vast and loving culture. A culture that reverences life. A culture that shares what we have. A culture that, entrusts everyone to their role without being stuck in some rule-based, rigid hierarchy. A culture that reconciles its differences rather than punishes. A culture that holds the creative thriving of every individual as equally relevant, equally important. Every single child given just about an equal chance with all the resources available to us to thrive, to thrive. And to pass on that thriving to their offspring. To raise offspring in a culture of thriving, in a culture of presence and love, connectedness, family, and unity. Getting there is going to take some standing up. It's going to take some practice, some experiments, some work. But it is our destiny. We are the Human Thriving Project. And we are slowly trickling into the world at first. Oh, but you should see the tsunami that we will one day be gently cradling all of the fear-based exploitative systems in our waters, sharing the resources once again from where they've been sequestered and taken. We got this. We got this. Thank you so much for tuning into this prayer today. I didn't even pick up my ukulele. It's been a lot of talking, and I appreciate the opportunity to express some of these things. This is my life's work. This is the emergent directionality and flavor of my life. And it's really tasty. And I would love to share it with you. And you can have as much of this dish as you want, as much as is nourishing and tastes good to you. But I have a deep cellular trust that if you stick around, if you listen, if you come play with me like this and entertain these things, you don't have to believe what I believe, but entertain them. Take the perspective. Find what happens inside of you when you look through these eyes. Wisdom in the Bible, chesed is one of the words, means looking from multiple perspectives. So can you take another perspective, otherwise known as empathy, in the emotional realm? Can you take different perspectives and see it from different places and maybe not like what you see from that perspective in terms of your previous belief system, the previous limitations on your belief system, what they've been doing to your nervous system and physical body, emotional body, relationships? Can you review that honestly? Well, I sure hope so. And I hope that spending some time with me today, moving and breathing, reconnecting with the love that we were born with, the gratitude, the innate gratitude for this life, for this gift of life, reconnecting with our primordial essence as creatures of Gaia, as the children of the love-making between the sun and the earth, emerging and evolving over millions of years to become this, and perhaps to make a breakthrough in our evolution at this time, which emerges a whole quantum leap in human capacity. Richard Rudd calls it the Homo Sanctus. I call it Homo Ecstaticus, the ecstatic human. This is what I am here to embody, the ecstatic human. So, if you want to come play, come play. If you don't like, aloha. But thank you for any time that you spent here with me, sharing in the manna, sharing in the medicine. I appreciate you. Have a blessed, blessed Sunday. Whatever day it is that you find this, may it be blessed. May your love overflow, just pour out of you so effortlessly and pleasurably to all who you meet today. May your gratitude just flow so easily and effortlessly. May you be nourished by it. more than any bread. May it be so for us and all of our ancestors and all of the ones to come. Aloha e. Aloha e.